Well, good morning. Here we are in Spofforth near Harrogate. It's a lovely sunny day, and today something a little bit different. I'm going to be applying a high quality finishing oil to this beautiful cedar deck. My name's Paul Driver and I'm the owner of Jet Ready. We're known for exterior cleaning and restoration services, especially decking restoration. Now, I first visited this job a couple of weeks ago when the homeowner asked me to clean an Indian sandstone patio and also to give his cedar deck a light pressure wash following the winter months. And I've now been asked to return to give this decking a really good high quality finish. Now, to prepare the deck, I'm first going to give it a light sanding over the entire surface. That'll open up the grain, key the wood and prepare it for the maximum possible penetration of decking oil. Now, I normally use a really good decking oil from a manufacturer called Liberon, but on this occasion the customers asked me to really seek out something high-end. I'm going to be going with a new product, or should I say new to the UK, called Expert Stain and Steel. This is now being imported. It comes from Tennessee in the USA. It's positioned to compete with market leaders such as Holzol and Osmo. The good thing is though, it arrives at a much more competitive price when compared to other brands, and I personally am looking forward to trying it out. Unlike the more popular softwood decking, this cedar decking has got a ribbed profile instead of grooves. The channels between the grooves are quite shallow however, but I'm still going to need a suitable sanding tool so that I can get good coverage over the surface area. So I'm going to be using one of these. They go by various names, a drawing wheel sander or a drum sander. Quite unusual though, rather than having a sanding belt or a disc, it's got a brush sander. This is made from nylon filaments that are impregnated with an abrasive. I think it's a silicon carbide abrasive or carbodium or some other kind of abrasive name. Comes in various grit. In the UK it's common to get sort of 240 grit, lower down to about 80 grit. I haven't been able to find anything in the UK that comes in at a lower grit, so I imported some myself from China. This one is very coarse, it's 36 grit, and I've also got some 60 grit drums as well. I'm inclined to start with something quite fine, see if that does the job, and if not, go to something a bit coarser. I'm going to connect the sander to a workshop vac system, and that'll collect most of the dust. So the 80 grit's the winner, good abrasion, without me having to press down the sander very much. So I've got the first 3 or 4 square metres done there, 26 to go, and we can see that the abrasion has just lightened the wood a little bit, which is what I'm expecting. Untreated cedar goes silver in colour. It's a sort of a driftwood, sun-bleached look. Some people like it, but actually it's caused by UV damage. What I'm wanting to do today is get this in the best possible condition, ready for oiling. Well, that's got all the sanding finished now, so the surface is really well keyed up, ready for the oiling. And I thought we'd have a quick look at the product I've decided to use. It's from a company called Expert Stain and Steel from the USA. This is a high quality penetrating oil, single coat application. What's the difference between that and a lot of the other coatings that you get? Well, most other coatings, including things like Ronseal, Ultimate Protection Decking Oil and Cuprinol variants, a lot of those lower end products are what we call film builders. They apply a film of finish, whether it's paint or oil, on the surface of the deck. That gives UV protection and it also waterproofs the timber as well. But the problem with the film builders is that the film often peels, sometimes within just a few months of being applied. The whole point about a penetrating oil is that it soaks deep into the wood and really gives long-lasting protection. These products are available in a wide range of finishes. I'm looking at the brochure here. You've got a transparent finish, a semi-transparent finish and a semi-solid finish, and a huge range of colours in each of those variants. And the one that I'm going to be using today is the natural transparent finish. This has got a pigment to it, so it's going to add a little bit of depth, a little bit of colour to the deck. and it'll also offer a good amount of UV protection as well. There is also a natural clear variant which has got no pigment at all. That won't give any UV protection, but it won't alter the colour of the wood either. So if you've got a customer that you know, likes the natural finish of their wood and doesn't really want that altered by the oils in any way, then the clear variant is a good way to go. From a commercial point of view, they've got product information available in terms of brochures. There are colour swatches, sample colours, just what you need really when you're talking it through with the customer and explaining why they should consider spending a little bit more for a high-end finish. So I'll just read you a little bit from the packaging here. Expert Stain and Seal is a low VOC. VOC, that means volatile organic compounds. That really means that it's safe to use and better for the environment. That can't be a bad thing. Goes on to say it's an eco-friendly stain and sealer designed to prolong the life of exterior wood. So these products have only just arrived in the UK. They're being imported by a chap called Steve Shires together with a colleague. You can visit their website to find out more. It's woodcareuk.co.uk. Cedar is a lovely hardwood, and I for one am looking forward to using this. Let's see how it goes. Now I fully expect these will all be from the same batch, but just to make sure I'm going to blend them all together. That way we won't get any inconsistency with the colour. I haven't seen this lid design before. It's very difficult to get off. That's a good thing. There we go. Ooh, look at that colour, beautiful. Right, let's see how we get on. Aha, that's better. That's a lot easier. Right, that's a lot better. So there's definitely some solids there which are inclined to sink to the bottom. Paddle mixer just to blend all this lot up together. Time to christen this new decking brush. These cost about £30. Money well spent, really is. Let's get started. Well, I've just finished this passageway down to the back door. First impressions, it's very nice to use. I was told to put plenty of oil on, not to draw it out. There's hardly any smell to it at all. Most of these decking treatments have got a real pungency about them. It gets into your clothing, your hair. Very, very sticky. This appears not to be. It spreads very nicely. An interesting thing I've noticed, often when you're using a big brush like this, when you dip into the bucket, it's quite easy to get drips come off the brush before you sort of get into the position that you want to be in. Now ordinarily you have to brush those drips out, feather them in really quite quickly, or they can leave a spot mark which isn't covered up with the second coat. There can be traces of it. With this there's no spots and there's no lap marks either where your brush strokes have overlapped, so that's an interesting difference. This is looking lush. Oh wow. Look at the colour of that. Fantastic. Just say, I have a video camera. They asked me if I would do a review for it. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Online. You happy to be on it yourself?
That's fine.
Quick plug for your business. What's it called? Overlanding.
Black Rock Adventures.
Black Rock Adventures. Jeep hire, 4x4, roof tents. Absolutely fantastic.
No, it looks really good.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what they mean by that. Colour continues to come out.
I think it says true colour, so
true colour.
As it dries.
Alright, so as it dries and soaks in,
yeah,
it settles down. The colour will start to balance after
7 days after application.
So, successful job. Really impressed with this product actually. Expert Stain and Seal. You can buy it from woodcareuk.co.uk. It's also available for sale on the Pure Seal Services website as well. It's a trade product aimed at professionals. I'm just trying to work out the coverage. Always a little sceptical of coverage on packaging. It never seems to go as far as you think it will do. Oh, it's all in American. Coverage: rough cut lumber 100 to 175 square feet per gallon. Smooth lumber coverage 175 to 250 square feet per gallon. I'm even more confused now. Let's work it out properly. Okay, so we started off with 3 buckets. That's 3 US gallons, which is approximately 11.4 litres. Let's call it 11.5 litres. I've got quite a bit of product left. That deck was 39 square meters, 39 square meters. Let's call it 40. It had that ribbed surface, so the surface area would be slightly greater than a flat surface. I guess that's a bit like saying your rough cut lumber in Americanese, more absorbent or a greater surface area. So if I just pour what's left back into one of these pails, let's see where we are. So bearing in mind it's only 1 coat, to keep it simple and using a very generous calculation, you're going to get 15 to 18 square meters of decking coverage from 1 US gallon of Expert Stain and Seal decking oil. Well, I've got to say that looks absolutely stunning. I'm really impressed with this. So a big shout out for Tom, who walked in on the video. I can absolutely give you my honest word as a Yorkshire trader that that was not staged in any way. That was a genuine reaction. So this is Tom's business, Blackrock Adventures, 4x4 off-road adventures, overlanding, camping. Check it out.